The most common textbook definition of internal rate of return is that it's the rate of discount that makes the net present value equal to zero. Now, mathematically, this is absolutely correct, but for most people, this is not a very helpful definition because it's essentially defining one discounted cash flow measure in terms of another discounted cash flow measure. Now, the IRR is a difficult concept to understand. So let's take an easier approach to thinking about the IRR and build an intuition around what it actually means. So a more intuitive way to think about the internal rate of return is that it's the percentage rate earned on each dollar invested for each period it is invested. It's also another term people use for interest, and ultimately, IRR gives an investor the means to compare alternative investments based on their yield. So let's take an example. Suppose we have the following series of cash flows: an initial investment of $100,000, $10,000 cash flows each year for 5 years, and then net sale proceeds of $100,000. So if we were to calculate an IRR on this set of cash flows using a financial calculator or Excel, then we'd actually come up with an IRR of 10%. A little later, we'll take a look at exactly how this internal rate of return is calculated. But for now, let's take a look at a profile of IRR for this set of cash flows to prove that we are in fact earning 10% for each dollar invested for each period it is invested. So at the beginning of year one, we have our $100,000 invested, and then we earn interest on our $100,000 at the rate of the IRR, which in this case is 10%. So that gives us $10,000 in interest earned. So then at the end of the year, if this investment is truly earning 10%, then our account should have $110,000 in it, which is our original $100,000 invested plus the $10,000 earned in interest. Well, we also received $10,000 in cash flow. So if we net that out of our $110,000 balance, then we're left with $100,000 remaining in the investment at the end of the year. So we started with $100,000 invested at the beginning of the year. Then we earned $10,000 in interest, and we also received $10,000 in cash flow, which left us with a remaining balance in the investment of $100,000. In the second year, we start with what we ended year one with, or $100,000. We earn our interest at 10%, which is our IRR, and that ends up being $10,000. So at the end of the year, if we were to truly earn our 10% interest, then we'd have $110,000 owed to us from this investment. We receive only $10,000 in cash flow, which leaves us with an outstanding investment balance at the end of the year of $100,000. This process continues through year three. We start with our $100,000 invested, earn 10% or $10,000, receive $10,000 in cash flow, and end the year with $100,000 remaining in the investment. The same process occurs through year four. And then finally in year five, we start with our $100,000 invested, just like the previous years. We earn interest on the $100,000 invested at 10% or $10,000. And that leaves us with a total balance in the account of $110,000. Well, we also received $110,000 in cash flow, which leaves us with an outstanding investment balance at the end of year 5 of $0. So as you can see, in each of the 5 years, we earned 10% on the outstanding investment balance in each year. In other words, the IRR is simply the percentage rate earned on each dollar invested for each period it is invested.